Welcome to a world of laughs where humor knows no bounds. Enjoyed your stay? Subscribe, hit like, and keep the chuckles coming. Remember, laughter is timeless.
Bert was facing a big issue. He always found himself oversleeping, and consequently, he was continuously late for his job. This became such a problem that his boss gave him a stern warning, saying that if he didn't find a way to fix this habit, he would have no choice but to let him go feeling the pressure. Bert decided to seek medical advice. He made an appointment and went to see his doctor after explaining his situation. The doctor thought for a moment and then handed him a small pill take. This just before you go to sleep, the doctor instructed that night. Bert did it as the doctor advised, to his surprise. He slept wonderfully, and for the first time in a long while, he actually woke up before his alarm clock. Even had a chance to ring feeling refreshed and with plenty of time on his hands, Bayer enjoyed a relaxed breakfast and had a very pleasant commute to his workplace. When he arrived, he eagerly approached his boss. "Boss, that pill my doctor gave me really did the trick." "That's fantastic to hear," his boss replied with a nod of approval. Then, with a puzzled look, the boss added, "But where were you yesterday?" There was a young woman with blonde hair who had been happily married for about a year. One bright morning, she suddenly burst into the room where her husband was jumping up and down with an excitement that was impossible to miss, seeing his wife's infectious joy, but not quite understanding the reason behind it. Their husband couldn't help but start jumping too, mirroring her enthusiasm as they both hopped around. He finally asked her, "Why are we jumping around like this? What's going on?" The wife, barely able to contain her excitement, beamed at him and exclaimed, "Darling, I have some absolutely amazing news to share with you." Her husband, now intrigued and smiling, replied, "That sounds wonderful. Please tell me what's making you so incredibly happy." After a few more moments of joyous jumping, the wife finally paused, catching her breath. She looked at her husband with bright eyes and said, "I'm pregnant." Her husband's reaction was one of sheer delight. They'd been trying to have a baby for quite some time, and this news filled him with a joy he couldn't describe. He embraced her tightly, showering her with kisses, and kept repeating how fantastic this news was and how happy he was. Just as he was expressing his joy, his wife, with a twinkle in her eyes, said, "Oh, but wait, there's more." Puzzled, he asked her, "What do you mean there's more?" She grinned and said, "We're not just having one baby. We are going to have twins." Her husband was amazed and a little confused. He wondered how she could know they were having twins so early on in the pregnancy. So he asked her how she could be sure of this. Her answer was simple and straightforward. She told him, "It was really easy to find out. I went to the drugstore and bought a home pregnancy test kit that had 2 tests in it. And guess what? Both tests came out positive."